Welcome back to Golf Xtra. The LIV-PGA merger was like a seismic earthquake that affected the whole of the golf world and has led to a reassessment of the events of the previous 24 months. In particular, there were quite a few prominent players on the PGA Tour who turned down large amounts of money from LIV Golf in order to stay loyal to the PGA Tour. Now that the merger has occurred, these players are definitely thinking about the money that they could have earned, none more so than Tiger Woods. But just how much money did Tiger leave on the table? Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more videos just like this one. Now, let's get right into what amount of money that Tiger left on the table before the LIV merger. Tiger Woods is one of those sports figures who needs no introduction. He's been almost bigger than golf during his career, and as such was obviously one of the earliest and biggest targets for LIV Golf. But just how much money was offered to Tiger to join LIV before the PGA merged with the Rebel organization? As is the case with most deals that involve huge amounts of money, the details aren't exactly public knowledge. However, we have a fair amount of information from various sources that allows us a pretty good window into what dollar amounts were floated to Tiger. From everything that we've learned so far, Tiger at one point turned down an offer to join LIV that was quoted as being mind-blowingly enormous and in the high 9 digits. During an appearance on Tucker Carlson's Fox show, LIV CEO Greg Norman made some of the first public comments about LIV's pursuit of the superstar. Carlson asked Norman, "I keep reading that you offered Tiger Woods $700–800 million, some unknown number to join LIV. Is that true?" Norman responded, "That number was out there before I became CEO, so that number's been out there, yes. And look, Tiger's a needle mover, right? So of course you gotta look at the best of the best, you know? So they had originally approached Tiger before I became CEO, so yes, that number is somewhere in that neighborhood. There have been some big offers made to the biggest golfers in the world, and some of them took those offers, but nothing compares to that number that was offered to Woods. That begs the question, what did Woods think about the offer, especially given that his longtime rival, Phil Mickelson, was heavily involved? At the 2022 PGA Championship, Woods gave his thoughts, saying, "You know, Phil Mickelson has his opinion on where he sees the game of golf going. I have my viewpoint on how I see the game of golf, and I've supported the tour, and my foundation has run events on the tour for a number of years. I just think that what Jack Nicklaus and Arnold Palmer have done in starting the tour and breaking away from the PGA of America and creating our tour in '68 or '69, somewhere in there, I just think there's a legacy to that." Woods continued, "I've been playing out here for a couple of decades, and I think there's a legacy to it. I still think that the tour has so much to offer, so much opportunity. I understand different viewpoints, but I believe in legacies. I believe in major championships. I believe in big events, comparisons to historical figures of the past. There's plenty of money out here. The tour is growing, but it's just like any other sport. It's like tennis. You have to go out there and earn it. You've got to go out there and play for it. We have an opportunity to go ahead and do it. It's just not guaranteed up front." Plenty of players like Brooks Koepka once decried the downside to LIV Golf, but have since changed their mind. So one denial from Tiger doesn't mean that much. But Tiger doubled down at the 2022 Open Championship, saying, "As far as the players who have chosen to go to LIV and to play there, I disagree with it. I think what they've done is they've turned their back on what has allowed them to get to this position. I just don't see how that move is positive in the long term for a lot of these players, especially if the LIV organization doesn't get world ranking points and the major championships change their criteria for entering the events. It would be sad to see some of these young kids never get a chance to experience it and experience what we've got a chance to experience and walk these hallowed grounds and play in these championships." As it turns out, Tiger is pretty resistant to the overtures of LIV. After all, he's made a lot of money in his career through both his performances on the golf course and his various sponsorship deals. So how much more does he need? Norman, for his part, later tried to play down the offer that was made to Tiger. In an interview, Norman tried to spin the offer that was rejected by Tiger into a view on the opportunity for golfers to create generational wealth with LIV, saying, "To be honest, we don't comment on any past or current offers to any players, but obviously the media picks up information, tidbits, white noise, and they run with it. I just want to make sure for clarification here, the numbers that were thrown out were inclusive of future franchise value. And so if you take a look at this number that's being thrown out there, the generational wealth that this franchise opportunity has for the individual players is incredible." He reiterated that this wasn't a cash offer to Woods, implying that it might include some amount of equity or other value contained within LIV's valuation structure, saying, "That's how it is. It's not the cash value. We never offered the cash value to Tiger Woods. That's the reality of it." So the facts indicate that Tiger really did leave a lot of money on the table, especially given that it looks like LIV will soon be absorbed into the PGA Tour and all of the players who left will be accepted back. However, it doesn't seem like he regretted it whatsoever. At the recent Hero World Challenge, Woods pushed the door ajar for a merger to happen, but again mentioned his ill will towards Norman, saying, "I think Greg has to go, first of all, then we can talk. We can all talk freely. Not right now, not with their leadership, not with Greg there and his animosity towards the tour itself. I don't see that happening. Greg's got to leave, and then we can eventually, hopefully, have a stay between the two lawsuits and figure something out. But why would you change anything if you've got a lawsuit against you? They sued us first." Of course, the merger did eventually occur, and Norman seems to be on his way out. But what does that mean for Tiger? And will he get any financial reward for his loyalty to the PGA Tour over the year-long struggle with LIV? The day after the merger was announced, Jay Monahan gave good news to Tiger and the other prominent players who stuck with PGA Tour, saying, "Their loyalty will be rewarded. I'm going to spend every single waking hour as we move forward here. We finalize this agreement and we move into the future that the players that have created the PGA Tour have created this pro-competitive, legacy-driven juggernaut that have articulated and supported the direction that we're going, I believe, is going to make it better for all of our players, and loyalty, ultimately as a leader, always needs to be rewarded." Monahan continued, "How that manifests itself is something I'm going to spend a lot of time working on. And I think when we're having this conversation down the road, that's something I look forward to being more specific about." As he has throughout the merger process, Monahan seems to think that this merger is what's best for the players and the tour, saying, "It probably didn't seem this way to them, but as I look to our players, those players that have been loyal to the PGA Tour, I'm confident that the move that they made was the right decision. They've helped re-architect the future of the PGA Tour. They've moved us to a more pro-competitive model. We have significantly invested in our business in 23. We're going to do so in 24. As we finalize this process, I think any player that has stayed is going to realize that the money that they're going to make, the strength of this platform, all the things that we talk about are going to put them in a really strong position. They're going to win. They're going to continue to grow, and we're in a control position on their behalf as we move forward in this structure." Tiger has yet to comment on the merger, but when he does comment, it will be key for the tour to see what Tiger thinks about how he is being taken care of. After all, what would modern golf be without Tiger? So, what do you think about Tiger turning down so much money from LIV? Do you think that he made the right decision? Be sure to leave us a comment with what you think down below. Make sure you like, subscribe, and turn on post notifications so you can watch our latest content updates as soon as they drop. We'll catch you in the next one. Have a great day.